Guys, hello, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Geneva. This is Geneva in General. And guys, today is November 1st, okay? My DOS, or my date of separation out of the United States Air Force military, is this upcoming November 14th. I literally just have less than 2 weeks away before I am officially a veteran of the United States military, okay? And I'm so happy. But I've been getting a lot of questions lately, or at least more questions about my military experience. People have been asking me to do videos about it. So my first one I want to do is about Skillbridge, okay? Because as you guys can see, okay, I'm back home in Ohio, Central Ohio. I was able to leave my duty station, being the terrible, awful, no good Cannon Air Force Base, okay, in Clovis, New Mexico. I didn't already did like 2 videos about how terrible that place was, okay? And I was only there for a year and a half. But thanks to my Skillbridge getting approved, okay, and my Skillbridge was 100% remote. I'm going to talk about that later on in this video. I was able to physically leave my base, okay, at Cannon Air Force Base and come back home, okay? And I'm going to tell you how. So first off, okay, what is Skillbridge? Let me just tell you what this is. And I do believe that, it's actually offered to all branches. It doesn't matter if you're Air Force like me, Army, Navy, Marines, Space Force, Coast Guard. I believe all of us pretty much can, if you are an active duty member or a service member, period, regardless of the branch that you're in, I believe we should all be eligible to at least be able to apply for Skillbridge. So this is from militaryonesource.com, okay, the official website. This is the official overview of the DoD Skillbridge program. So it says, the DoD Skillbridge program gives service members the chance to gain valuable civilian work experience. It offers specific industry training, apprenticeships, or internships during the last 180 days of military service, which that's what I did, okay? My last 6 months, okay, I had left Clovis, New Mexico, May 17th, came back home, and my Skillbridge was from May 19th to November 1st, which is today, okay? I just finished up my Skillbridge yesterday. I did my exit survey for Legion Vets. That's the Skillbridge that I went for under Salesforce, but again, I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. It continues, the program connects service members with industry partners and real world job experiences. Service members can receive up to 180 days of permissive duty with approval from their unit commander. This gives them time to focus solely on full time training with approved industry partners. These partners offer real world training and work experience in demand fields of work. This time also allows partners to evaluate the service member's suitability for the work. Many Skillbridge authorized partners also offer pathways to training and employment to veterans, National Guard, Reserve, and military spouses. These programs are not supported financially by DoD but may be offered on different terms than to other groups. So there you have it, guys. In a nutshell, that is the official definition provided by Military One Source, okay, online. So again, for me, yes, the thing is about a Skillbridge is you got to get ahead of it. When I had left my duty station, my first duty station, being Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, Northwest Florida, once I literally touched Cannon Air Force Base in Clovis, New Mexico, I told my entire leadership, okay? Because I had only extended for just 10 months. I was supposed to actually get out the military last November, November 2024, but I extended just for 10 more months. I told my leadership, like, hey, I want to stay in the military until I can actually physically get my bachelor's degree, okay? Because again, I was still in school. I just graduated October 11th, my bachelor's in finance. I was like, I just want to stay into the military so I can use the rest of my TA tuition assistance. I don't want to use my GI Bill. I want to stay in while I complete my degree. So in order for me to, get, experience, etc., I desire to eventually leave active duty 6 months early in order to do a Skillbridge, okay? That'll help me, become more attractive on the job market once I transition out of the military into being a civilian. And again, thankfully, okay, I can talk crap all day about Cannon Air Force Base. I hated my job; it was boring. Being a service member, working up in the fitness center. My staff sergeants, like all of them, even though we kind of like sometimes you know how it is in the military, any job for that matter, you don't always get along with your employees and your supervisors and your managers, but they did support me 100%. They was like, okay, if Houston wants to do this, she's a good airman, she's about to finish school, she wants to do Skillbridge. They all gave me the go ahead, okay? So after I had completed TAPS, so this was last August, this was August of 2024, okay? So August of 2024, I'm already like a year and some change. Because again, I get out this November 2025. So August of 2024, I was already researching on, potential Skillbridges that I wanted to do. Okay, I know obviously I'm a finance major. Let me try to get something in finance. And I wanted it to be remote, okay? I preferred it to be remote, which I was able to get with the Legion Vet. Shout out to them. And I was like, if I do come across or upon a Skillbridge where I have to actually go physically into a job, like a brick and mortar job, and like show up in person, I ain't gonna turn it down because again, at the same time, like I wanted to do Skillbridge, but I really wanted to get out of Clovis, New Mexico. I had to get up out of Canada. I couldn't stand it there, so I was like, either way I go, I'm gonna win. Now, so again, like it can be a long drawn out process. So that's why I literally started like looking and applying to Skillbridges. I don't believe you can apply until like a year out. So I wasn't able to actually submit my application until November of last year. I remember the exact date. It was November 16th. November 16th is when I actually was able to go into AFAC. Okay, that's when you like go for military TA to sign up for college courses, also for Skillbridges. November 16th of last year, I went to my AFAC account and, I had chosen Legion Vets. I was like, it's 100% remote. I can choose from any, type of jobs. They had IT, sales, Salesforce, engineering. They have all these things to Coursera. Okay, I chose Salesforce. I just studied sales for the past 6 months. I chose them. I routed it up to my supervisor. She routed it up to our commander. I pressed submit, so that was November 16th. I didn't get approved. Okay, I submitted my Skillbridge package November 16th of 2024. I didn't get approved. My commander, my chiefs, everybody looked at it. I had to go through like 4 interviews. It was like a whole thing. I didn't get approved in my Skillbridge until March 8th of this year. Yeah, it's just a month before I had left. Oh no, 2 months, because I had left Cannon March 17th. The same day it was Chicago Sky versus the Indiana people. They had a little tussle. It was crazy between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. I had to just, put Angel Reese somewhere in this video. But that same day, so again, my Skillbridge did not get approved until March 8th, even though I submitted it November 16th. So December, January, February, March. That was almost 5 months of them, me going to interviews, me making sure that I have a plan. They kept asking me, are you sure you have a plan? What do you want to do with this? What Skillbridges are you looking at? That's not Legion Vets, etc., etc. Where will you be living? Where your expenses will be? How will you get, they made sure like I was really sure about this, of course, which I was. Also, of course, guys, again, like if you go to your education center at your Air Force base or whatever base you're at, okay, and it's not just for the Air Force or Airmen, okay, Skillbridge is for Marines, Army soldiers, etc., etc. Wherever you're stationed at, you should have an education center. At least once to 2 times a month, they should have, a briefing on Skillbridge, okay? I attended mine's February of 2024. Okay, February 2024, I did TAPS August of 2024, started looking at Skillbridges, and then November of 2024, November 16th is when I submitted mine. Okay, after first verbally talking to my immediate staff sergeant, and then she routed it up to her technical sergeant, to our master sergeant, senior master, then our chief. And the chief talked to the captain, and then my major, almost said his name. I had 2 majors at the time, but it was the male major who I actually approved it. Again, I had a huge, long, drawn-out process, but again, it was worth it, okay? I just officially finished my Skillbridge a little bit early, just yesterday. Well, yesterday was when I did my exit interview. After that, you have to do an exit survey talking about how you like the program. It's literally like TAPS on steroids. Like, it's so many resources that I got out of Legion Vets. Again, that's the Skillbridge program that I went through, 100% remote. Every week, every Friday, we would have, a seminar, a live seminar that lasted anywhere between 2 to 3 hours. They got me, talking to some financial advisors based out in Indiana. I'm already, set up to actually move my SGLI or VGLI, my life insurance and everything, my TSP Roth IRA. They've been great financial advisors for me. Shout out to them again. I wouldn't have made those connections and know what to do with my TSP, etc., if it wasn't for the Skillbridge. So again, shout out to Legion Vets. I highly encourage anybody out there that's on active duty orders, reserve or guard. If you are getting out this year, I want to say if you're getting out sometime next year, because again, it's a very long, drawn out process. If you're getting out in say like the next 3 months and say like, hey, I want to do Skillbridge, it might be too late for you, because again, it took me almost a year. Well, really 4 or 5 months, but literally just a year, like to actually research the companies on what Skillbridge provider I wanted to actually apply to and commit to. And then of course it was a long drawn out, like it was so many interviews I had to go on with my entire command, okay? But again, I'm so grateful that I was able to just, if anything, guys, of course you want to like get something out of it. You want to get your education. I got so many certificates from it. But if anything else, okay, not for nothing, it was a good 6-month vacation. I ain't gonna lie. Again, it's 100% remote. What I did with Legion Vets, I went to Vegas, okay, for the game, Las Vegas Aces versus the Indiana Fever back in September. I was out in Hawaii. I got to go to Texas to see my brother graduate BMT in San Antonio. I was living my life while finishing up my degree and also while just doing Skillbridge online. So again, if you are in the military and if you have at least, like, let's say between 9 to 12 months left on your contract, I would highly encourage you to at least, even if they do deny you, at least get it in writing and ask them a reasoning why, right? At least try your best to get with a Skillbridge employer, okay? Try to get a Skillbridge company so you can commit to and learn some life skills from, okay, some job skills that can make you more marketable and attractive on the job market. Because once you leave active duty service or once you leave the military, obviously more than likely you want a job, okay? Living off a GI Bill and like, VA disability, that's usually is enough for most people, but still, me, I also want to put my degree to use. So I'm just using what I've gained from Allegiant Vets. It's so many like career expos that I've been to. I'm still in connections and just, in contact, communicating with people that I've networked with when it comes to potential jobs for me. So again, that's just been my experience, okay? Being able to leave Canada Air Force Base 6 months early and be able to commit to a Skillbridge, being Allegiant Vets, okay? Shout out to them. 100% remote, while making my own schedule, going to the gym every day, watching, all types of games, and still do YouTube videos every day on my channel. So again, guys, if you are in the service and about to get out, if you're planning on getting out sometime next year, check out Skillbridge, okay? Do not wait. Do not hesitate. You need to start getting the ball rolling right now.